6 o'clock, we'll call this meeting to order if we can get a roll call.
Neil. Jared.
Here.
Derek. Here. Katie.
Here.
Lane.
Here. All right, we'll move on to item C, the flag salute and the prayer, led by Kate.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, thank you again for tonight to meet as we get to discuss the future of our district and our students. Thank you so much for all of the staff who care so deeply for them, all our administrators in this room, and everyone who helps make this district what it is. I'm excited for the new year and the new things on the agenda that we get to see as the district progresses and grows. And we're just really grateful to be here tonight. In your son Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, we'll move on to item 2, public participation. None? Okay. Moving on to item 3, presentations. Part A, construction update with Lingo Construction and the Stacy Group.
So we're just going to give a brief update today on some of the projects we've been working on, as well as the ones that are coming up. The Black Box Theater was completed in the end of December. That is a roughly 130-seat new space in the high school. It has a 600 square foot stage in it, and I think the high school has already used it for a couple classes, and hopefully they're enjoying it. So. Next project we were going to give an update on was the middle school lighting project. So we have bid that out, and we are currently in the submittal phase right before construction. We should start on construction on that in February and then into March. And so I'll give Sean a little bit of time.
Yeah, just one of the things that I don't even know, Dr. Eichelberg knows, when the middle school was planned originally, we did plan for a road, a real road to come around here and connect that internally. And so that kind of, when the admin building was going to be here and then wasn't, and then this road got built, that was sort of planned, master planned all along. This is a waterway. If you've seen how that floods, that's a Army Corps of Engineer protected zone, and I think there's some protected beetles in there. So if we do that project, it's like a year-long process, so that's why I got pulled, just to get it permitted, even if you do get it permitted.
Yeah. So I should explain this some more. On the north side of the middle school, we're adding 7 light poles at the drop-off area and then 2 lights on the building as well. That'll provide lighting for those northern sidewalks that are on that side. So this project should be complete by around spring break, middle of March. Any questions on that one? All right, so the next ones we'll go into are the bigger construction projects. So this one here is the intermediate school. It's currently finishing design, and we're starting to do the bidding on that. Right now, we started bidding the earthwork in December, and we are completing that this coming week. And then we will start doing all of the interior finishes and everything else in this next month, essentially, and we're looking to break ground in March on that one. So
We've had very productive meetings, many meetings, and very productive meetings with Lisa, Matt, Dr. Eichelberger, and all of their staff that they brought to the meetings who gave their input. We've analyzed all their wishes, kind of combined that with the budget, layout. I think we've come up with the best plan that meets their needs. We were very intent on making sure we listened and provided everything that they'd asked for that we could. We worked with Lisa, and this is just a diagram of the drop-off and pickup. The green is for the new intermediate, the red for Stone Ridge. The way it was designed is we can, on both sides, buses and cars are separated for safety, but also the schools have a staggered start and stop time. So we just wanted to show that, so to know, for you guys to know we've planned that for safety, and know this is already congested on the north end. And so what we did on the intermediate is that school faces the opposite direction. And so it has a different entrance, and so you always separate those traffic. Even if you do have an event at night, or something like that. We separated those entrances, so we keep the traffic separated on Memorial and 134th.
And while we're looking at traffic here, I've also added what this will look like during construction, just because I know that'll be a kind of a major concern to this next year. So we would look to make this traffic change for Stone Ridge this coming August, essentially. And then from August through the next August, we'd be in this construction phase where you'd be having your normal traffic for Stone Ridge, but you wouldn't have the intermediate added in. One good thing about that is maybe the Stone Ridge school gets used to that new traffic flow during that first year when you don't have the traffic from the intermediate as well.
One other thing on the intermediate side I want to point out, this is kind of phase one, and we've master planned on the east side. You can see there's some space there between the grayed out building and Stone Ridge, and that's designed for future. So we planned all the internal spaces in the building, the commons, the gym sizes, media center, those are sized to handle growth.
Any questions on this?
Thank you for putting these in here with the traffic, because that was one of my first questions, because I know a lot of the residents in the neighborhood there, that was their big concern. And so this is going to help alleviate a lot of those concerns, so I appreciate that.
In this school in particular, we did have to go through the planning commission to the city of Oklahoma City because it's in the PUD. We had only had one neighbor. We had to notify all the neighbors. We only had one officially send in the letter. We talked to that neighbor, addressed his concerns, and spoke to the plan and the traffic flow. He has some concerns that are more to do with Oklahoma City's responsibilities and roads, not people, sort of outside of our zone of responsibility. This is the plan for the intermediate. If you're familiar with your current intermediate, it's similar in concept in that the center of the school is for public functions, the more elective and common functions for the school. So the main entrance is in the center with the office and media center. That center core has where kind of most of the activity would happen, where all the students would come, louder spaces, commons, gym, some of your electives, music, volleyball, those things. And the classroom rooms are on the sides. As you kind of further you go out, the quieter. So this classroom can stay a little more focused when activities happening in the middle, and that middle area can also be more organized if you have it possible. Something. These both do have, this one and the elementary and Stone Ridge all have shelters. So in this case, it's the gym, which also has the stage in it, and it's sized for the current school and the growth to handle all the students, faculty.
How's the seating compared to the gym here as intermediate school today?
The intermediate, back that one. So because this one has the stage in it, so your current intermediate has bleachers on both sides. This has less than that because we have the stage on one side. It's probably bleacher-wise about half. Or in the bleachers for a game.
Half of what we have today at the current intermediate?
Current intermediate. And that's a trade-off you have between gymatorium and cafetorium, between where you put that stage and the seating you have, and you can see performances for either.
I don't know how full the current intermediate gets today.
Well, the current intermediate gets really, really full. It's going to be half the number of kids when we split these apart, and then they'll slowly grow back. Lisa, I want you to speak to that. We felt like there would be enough seating in there. Is that true?
Yes, and we wanted the kids and the staff to have the opportunity to use that stage. Like now when you go out, it's in the gym, they don't have, so we wanted to have that where it doesn't really practice. Not be used. That would really be better than what the activity.
Do we have any games, like school associated games that starts in 7th and 8th, right?
That's right.
So you don't really have to worry about.
The other thing that I pray, if you've not been to a Wildcat Wake Up in any of our schools, the kids sit down on the court in lines, and so they might be at the intermediate. Sometime, Jennifer, you have them up in the stands and on the floor, right? Yeah, but we've got twice as many kids as we would have at this school. So if we have more than what we want there, they'll be on the floor and just sitting on the floor.
So this is the floor plan for the Stone Ridge Shelter, Stone Ridge Elementary Shelter Edition as well. So we're adding 6 classrooms here, 2 toilets, 913 person occupants for the shelter itself, which I believe the evaluated would be plenty for the space.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, 6 classrooms, again, size, and all this.
And that's a connector to the building, correct?
Yeah, so the dark gray on the
Okay.
right side of the screen
Yeah,
would be the
shelter-
west side of the Stone Ridge.
Yeah,
I'll
the shelter
back it.
portion is just the rectangle.
Uh,
The little connector piece is
Okay.
just a glass stand piece. We need to separate that. The way the doors work in the shelter, we have to swing them out, so it creates a little connector piece. Egress pathway that way. That will come out playground.
Okay.
South of that as well.
Yeah, so we're currently bidding that. The way we're bidding these projects, because of the proximity of the two, with the intermediate and the storm shelter, we're actually bidding those as a single project from a construction standpoint, and so that will get the most efficiency out of that trade partner as they're working through those spaces. So currently, we're going to start on that in March. There is a portion of that we can't really work on because it's the existing roadway that goes around Stone Ridge that'll have to come out over the summer. So we're phasing that one in throughout to do the summer work, to relocate that road for the traffic then to be as normal for that August school year start. Then the elementary, so 65,000 square foot elementary. We're going to be putting that out. It's going to be about a month behind the other ones as far as the bid dates and the project start. So we're looking to bid that in February, March, and project start in April. So that one will kind of phase into that as well. Yep.
So, overall site plan traffic flow on this one, this site is a little different, and it's long and skinny. So it's sort of the opposite of intermediate. And so the building you can see is also oriented in a more longer direction. But we have a bus loop in front, car traffic on the back. And again, sort of the double lines we're showing, I guess I didn't explain that in the first one, is indicative of double lanes. So when the cars come in, they'll double stack. The idea is to get as many cars off the road as possible. That's why we have it going all the way around the building and stopping over here on the side. We have a drop-off on the side that can enter either into the cafeteria or the gym. It gives them a choice to go to both places to stage in the morning. And this building also on the end in that hatched area, the future. Again, we planned for master plan for that, so it's not an afterthought. Always all work the same. All the core functions, spaces are sized appropriately for the.
Here's a blow up of that floor plan as well. So north is up to the right on this one. The front door is on the east side of the building, which is lower in.
So similar in concept, but different layout in that all those public functions, the media center, gym, cafeteria, all those are on the opposite side of the hallway. So as you cross the other side, that's really quiet. And everyone sort of has a little distant path to walk to all those kind of group functions. And then there's a classroom wing here that has STEM, art, so those spaces everybody would travel to.
Where would be the front doors?
Front door of this one is at this end.
So it's on the side.
So that's on the face up.
Face the,
It rotated based on that plan.
okay,
It's right.
okay.
So it won't be facing towards 164th. It'll be
Yes,
to the.
No, yeah.
Front entrance does. Both buildings, the front entrance faces the road. One of my biggest pet peeves is to not know where a front door is in the building, especially safety-wise now with anything emergency happening, or even just parents and visitors showing up. You want them to walk to the front door, not to a side door, and try to open it because they don't know. It's the most obvious piece on the building. It'll be the tallest, biggest, obvious point there. this side down here is where the car drop off. So if you get here,
And you said on the intermediate one, the front door is going to be on the south
It
side?
faces south.
Okay.
It faces the opposite direction. That way, we wanted to organize those sites so they were connected but independent. We don't want everyone to always go off to Memorial.
Okay.
That becomes
Thank you.
The roads do connect, like on this side, they do connect both sides, so if somebody had to get out, you're not trapped on a site, and you can go through the site, and even, you know, thing ever happened, you certainly could use the entire road to come through there and drop off even more cars. So they're connected, and I think gives you lots of opportunity to organize if you needed to a little differently, and still get somebody back out on both sides so they don't get trapped. And one of the concerns for this neighbor down here is that road just dead ends. There's no cul-de-sac like there is down in this end, but there is room you could pull into your site and back out. So nobody's going to have to start to do like a 4-point turn. As they get to the end of the road and block traffic, they can come through your site and get back out.
And you say these are double stacked roads, so looking at the elementary, it's a really busy roadway, 164th.
Yeah, everywhere we show those double arrows, we double stack.
It's double stacked on our property, but not on 164th. We're trying to get all the cars off of 164th and off of Memorial and off of 134th. And so that's what those two lines are.
Yeah, so I would say it's very difficult to get all the cars off the road, and everyone likes to get to school really early and wait in line, and it backs up. It's almost impossible to build a site with enough roadway to do that. But we do maximize it. And if there are any, it shouldn't be maybe just for a few minutes at the start, pick up.
I noticed a detention pond.
All the sites have detention ponds, yep, they will. This one has one on the south end, everything kind of flows south on this one. On the intermediate, we have two. We have one that's along the property line here, that's sort of a buffer between there and that neighbor, and then we have a little one up here, drainage up on the north end. This little line was sort of what I talked about on the middle school.
Yeah.
With the 3-4 line, that's a little blue line, that's a little, doesn't look like anything if you're there, but it's a little protected wetland. So we kind of water going there. Like, we have two tensions there. The idea is we have to keep the water flowing in the direction it always flowed. So if any neighbor or anybody ever had water from your site to their site, it's going to continue to go the same direction like it always. That's what they're required to do. Civil engineers required to do.
Any other questions?
Are you at the end of your slides? Okay. You guys have any questions? These are the people that are going to build our buildings, design and build. So if you have any questions, we're going to double stack. The thing that I want you and the people that are watching to know is we are cognizant of the amount of traffic that are coming into these buildings. There'll be half as many at the intermediate as is at the current intermediate. We're going to double stack those all the way in as we go around and drop off. They've gotten that down to a science of they're unloading about 7 cars at a time and then moving them on. So I think that where, like Sean said, it's hard to keep every car to say that we won't have any cars backed up on a public road, but it won't be for long. And we've got a plan for that.
Both of these schools will be, as of planned, ready to open for the 26 school year, correct?
Yes.
How does the parking compare, like at that new elementary school, to what we have at some of our current sites? Did we increase, or is it equivalent to certain sites? Do we know?
Really analyze the current sites.
Because I know at PES we're parking in, all the empty field to the south, like for parties and things like that. So I
That's
don't
where
know.
It's always, again, it's sort of like the drop off and pick up. It's hard to build enough parking for the few events you have. Now, all of them have room to grow. We do have some parking as alternates in these projects that if bids come in great, we're gonna add parking to them. One at the top, for example, is an alternate parking lot. What we're trying to do is maximize bid dollars, bid day. So parking is one of those that we have a number we have to hit by code. More than that, much more than that. That's one of those budget numbers we have a little bit of leeway on to see if we can afford classroom space versus parking. Don't know I wouldn't know how to number spaces first. I'd say it's probably similar to elementary. I mean, I know, because you just have the front lot at elementary, really. That's probably what.
The intermediate now has about comparable scale as Stonebridge.
So we're currently in bidding right now?
Yeah, we're in bidding right now. We'll be starting construction on the intermediate and the Stonebridge Shelter Edition in March, and then we'll be starting on the elementary in April.
So when can we expect, I guess we'll see those in the bids in February?
We will see the first round GMP, because we have earthwork, utilities, and pavement bidding right now, so we'll have those by the next board meeting. So you'll know exactly what those prices are. The rest of those finishes we won't have until the week after the next board meeting, actually. So we won't have those prices, but we will be able to provide an updated GMP by that point, kind of let you know where we are as far as the total budget on track.
And I guess all the finishes have been chosen already. They're out to bid.
Yeah, all those finishes. Yeah, we had meetings with staff and talked about colors.
Will we see the designs of those interior?
If you'd like to.
Yeah.
So we get 100% design turns over 100% drawings on Wednesday week, and that is essentially what we'll put out to bid. They'll bring back, so we can share those before then.
Yeah, we can get you some rendering.
I would say for right now, as far as the paving, earthwork, and utilities, we have tremendous participation right now as far as bidders. We'll see those up to bid day, but we have what we would consider above average participation up to this point from bidders, which is great. The market is good right now to be bidding.
Thank you both. Appreciate it.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, moving on to item 4, business items. Part A, discuss and take possible action regarding bids from Index of Oklahoma Incorporated to upgrade intercom systems at the following sites from bond funds. Stone Ridge Elementary, $71,250. Northwood Elementary, $70,500. Piedmont High School, $118,950. Early Childhood Center, $71,125. And Piedmont Intermediate, $81,750.
We are in desperate need of these intercoms, all those schools. Those are 5 of 7 schools. We've got 2 schools, the middle school and the Piedmont Elementary that we just put one in last year. And then, of course, the middle school is new from the remodel. All of these, this is a safety issue and an important part of teachers being able to buzz the office from a button in the room, or the office get a hold of the teacher. So it'll be nice. They're working with some old technology. It's hard to work on.
Questions, comments on the intercom bids? Eric or Jared?
The prices on these come back where we were anticipating.
So this is
total?
state contract. So the state has certain things that are on state contract, and you don't have to bid if you use those because they've been set at a low enough price. And these are indexes on state contract, and we will have all 7 of our schools, and we'll use them on the 2 new ones. Everybody's on Index. Index is a local company that has been very good for us for customer service, and they provide the, a quality product at a reasonable price.
But overall, the amount of bond funds that we had kind of projected are
Oh, yeah, yeah.
good in there. Yeah.
So Index did the middle school and Piedmont Elementary.
That's correct.
Any other questions?
I
Neil?
make a motion, we approve the upgrade to intercom system. Sites listed.
I'll second. How about it, Neil?
Neil with the second, Jared with the motion. We get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, moving on to item B, discuss and take possible action regarding bid from Lingo Construction, Jesse Lewis, Inc. to upgrade lighting at the middle school for $51,478 from bond funds.
It's if you have been over there in the morning on the north side of the middle school, it's dark. And we're just using some lights that we've gotten where but it's not enough. It's not even close to enough. This is going to make that shine brightly, and kids will be safe in the morning.
I'll make a motion that we approve the lighting at the middle school for $51,478.
I'll second it.
Motion by Jared and second by Katie. We get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, moving on to item C, discuss and take possible action regarding bid from Land and Stone Construction for turf installation for $885,000 from bond funds.
So this is we sent this out for bid. This is the low bid. This company is local. They're in Bethany. I've worked with them before. Great company, great customer service, great product. Lisa is particularly excited about this because we're going to have every one of our elementaries with turf, where right now kids are playing on red dirt. And the intermediate will have turf, and this behind the admin where we have our learning center for our little guys will have turf. So it's going to be, and we initially thought that was going to be over $1 million. So it came in at 885. That's really a good number.
So at the intermediate, will this also be to the fields to the west of that? Will that be
Lisa,
turfed, or will it be
do you know?
back behind?
I think right now that it's just where the big toys are and all
Okay.
of that business.
Derek, when you say the field, you're talking about
The two fields, whatever those fields are on the
You're
west
talking
side.
about
Fields up on the
up
west.
on the
one
hill.
at the
Yeah.
upper level and the lower level.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we approve the bid from Land and Stone Construction for turf installation for $885,000 from bond funds.
I'll second.
All right, got a motion by Derek and a second by Jared. We get a vote?
Neil,
yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, moving on to item D, discuss and take possible action regarding the addition of online competitive chess to esports game list at no cost to the district.
It's just a competitive OSSAA piece that's on esports. Won't cost us anything. We're already doing esports, but this is just another game that they can compete in and win a state title. Like that's what we do, right?
This is a dumb question. Do we use PC for that, or is it like PlayStation or Xbox?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
That-
This is new for me.
well,
It's all PC.
it's all PC.
It's not Game Boys.
Okay.
Switch.
So the one night that the technology guy's here and you ask that question, I'm just kidding.
I have no idea.
Me either. Thanks, Riley.
Well, I'll make a motion to discuss and take possible, to approve regarding the addition of online competitive chess esports game list.
I second.
All right, motion by Neil and a second by Derek. We get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, moving on to item E, discuss and take possible action regarding an increase in liability insurance with Oklahoma Schools Insurance Group from $1 million to $4 million with a prorated premium of $10,690.
So most schools have $1 million per incident, but that as things happen and as we increase, we saw a $5 million judgment not far from here. It doesn't quadruple our premium. It's going to cost us $10,000 for about a semester to go from 1 million to 4 million. The big jump was from 1 to 2, and then 2 to 4 was not that much. It was about $3,000. So it's going to cost us $10,000 between now and the end of the year. I think on a $40 million budget, that $10,000 is money well spent. It's just insurance. We're just protecting ourselves from something that might happen out there.
So it's 20,000 for the year?
No, it's $10,000 additional dollars from what we've paid. I'm going to let the lady that does the finance take over here, because she told me I would screw this up.
That is correct.
Yes.
Yes, yes. I mean, we'll see what comes up with our renewal next year, but just based on this being prorated for half the year, yes, it'll be about 21,000 additional dollars next year.
Do you know what our premium was this year for the policy we already have in place about?
I do not, but I can get that for you.
I can
was
tell you
thinking like
that
20.
it's crazy high. It's all school insurance, because remember, they're doing every building, they're doing
Yeah.
every roof, every car, everything, and liability. So it's a lot of money. We're not
Yeah.
paying Norman and Putnam City and Oklahoma City money, but it's high.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
And it's the only game in town. So I just feel better having the extra coverage for $20,000 per year.
I move to approve the increase in liability insurance with Oklahoma Schools Insurance Group from $1 million to $4 million with a prorated premium of $10,690.
I'll second.
All right, get a motion by Katie, second by Jared. We get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, moving on to item F, discuss and take possible action regarding change order with Penn's Athletic Fields for hitting facility project, $7,040 from building funds.
So Penn's was using the state requirements for their piers, and the city has a different requirement that's more. And so he put his piers in. I'm going to use, I think it was 7 feet, and there have to be 10 or 12 feet. Anyway, they're going to have to pull the piers up, put new piers in. So that's what we're going to do, because we want the building.
Is there some shared expense there? Is this like
Yes.
a cut rate
Yes. Mhm.
cost only?
There is.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Mr. Pennington came with his hat in his hand about this, because we could have said, absolutely, we're not doing that. That's your fault, not ours. But he's putting this on a very slim margin to begin with. And I mean, this would probably put him losing money. And so I said, we'll do it one time. This is the time. So we won't do it again.
Other questions, comments?
How long is that going to set us back on that building?
Yeah, it'll set us back a little bit, but not significantly, a few weeks.
All right, make a motion that we approve the change order with Penn's Athletic Fields for hitting facility project for $7,040 from building funds. Right, motion by Lane, second by Jared. Can we get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, moving on to item 5, consent agenda. Discuss and vote to approve all consent items. These items may be approved by one board motion unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. Any questions on consent agenda? Short list this month.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. We have a teacher presenting at the National Science Teaching Conference. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Derek or Jared,
No.
questions?
Make a motion, we approve consent agenda, items A through G.
I'll second.
All right, we got a motion by Derek and a second by Neil. Can we get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, moving on to item 6, financial report.
Okay, we'll go to the graphs. So we'll start with the general fund. The year-to-date over collections increased in December by $17,039.40. So that brings it up to $459,557.24 so far. And remember that just helps us build our carryover for next year. I did want to point out we have started receiving our tax collections. We started receiving those towards the end of December. So our tax collections went up from $144,000 total for the year in November to $731,000 by the end of December. So $586,000 increase there. And then our county 4 mil also went up from $31,900 to $88,900, so $56,000 there. So we're starting to see those collections come in now. Questions about the general fund? Okay, building fund. Again, the biggest change here is just we've started collecting that tax revenue. So we had collected $20,000 through the end of November, and we're now up to $104,000, so $83,000 that we received in December. Child nutrition hasn't changed much at all. We just had a little bit of a district increase just with local student money paying meals. Bond fund, the graph at the top changed significantly from last year because we made a bond payment on our 2020 series bond that was $6.2 million. And so that's why it's mostly blue now in the spent. So that's the big change there. The district revenue is all the same as last month. And then sinking fund, we received $549,838 on those taxes. And so that brought our balance up from $599,000 to the $1.1 million. Questions on any of that?
We on track with where you expect us to be?
We are. Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what January brings with tax payments. But yeah, we're looking good. So we don't have our mid-year adjustment yet from the state, but we expect that to, we got some news. We just don't have the official numbers, but we're looking good there too, what we expected.
Great. Thanks. Any other comments, questions? Thank you. Good information.
As always, thank you for those graphs. They're very helpful.
All right, moving on to item 7, executive session. Part A, vote to convene or not to convene into executive session for the purpose of discussing employment as listed on attachment C, 25 OS 307B1. Number 2, discussing the employment of superintendent and extension of the superintendent's contract, 25 OS 307B1.
I vote to not convene into executive session.
Second.
A motion by Derek and a second by Jared to not convene into executive session. Can we get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, moving on to item 8, action item, part A, discuss and take possible action on employment as listed on attachment C. I'll make a motion that we approve attachment C.
All second.
All right, second. Motion by Lane, second by Derek. Can we get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, moving on to item B, discuss and take possible action on the employment of the superintendent and extension of the superintendent's contract.
I'll make a motion that we approve the superintendent, I'm sorry, the action on the employment of superintendent and extension of the superintendent's.
All second.
By, do we need to add?
At 1 year.
Add
Add
year.
1 year.
Yes, correct. All right, so we get that motion, he get that motion, right? Okay,
I will second.
motion by Jared, second by Derek. We get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes. All right, item 9, new business?
No new
No
business.
new business. All right, item 10, superintendent's report.
Well, the computer's not working. Hang on, we'll get there. Just takes. All right, January is school board appreciation month. And, you know, people, I know you guys, you sign autographs and do all the things around town, but really, this is not an easy job. These guys are volunteering their time, and they get a lot of phone calls, they get some emails, but what they do is support teachers and staff and administrators. Not if we're not doing the right thing. If we're not doing the right thing, they don't support us. But they provide the policies, they approve the purchasing and the hiring of staff, just like they did this evening. They're a significant piece of our Wildcat family. We are making great strides in this district, but we couldn't do the things that we're doing without these 5 people. So we greatly appreciate your time and your sacrifice. Now, you got a little card, and you're probably going, man, must be tight because they didn't give us a gift this year. Well, we did. But the gift is a stadium blanket that's personalized. It's got your name on it, right? Yes, it's got the name on it. They were supposed to be here today. They didn't come today. When we get them, we'll get them to you. I promise you, you are getting a gift for what you do. You get one gift a year, and you're getting that gift, I promise you. So thank you for all your work. And I bet these guys would even give you a hand, wouldn't you? Yeah, thank you. I didn't even tell them to do that. They just did it on their own. January enrollment, it looks about like we're within 5 kids of where we were last year on the total. We're up a few and down a few in some of the schools. We're actually getting a little bit of a break. The fact that we didn't have that 220, 250 growth last year, we grew nearly 300 in the course of a year. So getting a little bit of a break, but the tide is coming. There are lots of houses being built, and we will have kids in these buildings. So there's the numbers for that. Emmy Tucker is a junior at PHS. She was one of the original 30 members of students that were selected to be in the aviation class at the high school 3 years ago. Well, she's named by the state this January as the Female Student of the Month for the Oklahoma Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics. So that's a pretty cool thing. So congratulations both to her and to Mr. Mellendorf, who does a fantastic job with those kids. So we're very proud of both of them. We're also proud of these ladies. These 5 ladies brought $16,478 to into the district through the Cox charity education grants. A couple of the highlights are almost $5,000 in microscopes, and I love the name of this is Science in Focus for microscopes. That was pretty clever. And then we've got $1,500 worth of novels coming in, and over $9,000 worth of lab equipment for kids to do DNA and biotechnology science labs. So that's all very cool stuff, and it's because of these teachers just writing those grants. We had a celebrity in our midst before Christmas. His name is the Mayor, David Holt, and he was at the Early Childhood Center and read Goodnight OKC to all of our kindergartners. And Goodnight OKC is an illustrated book that takes readers through the iconic landmarks of Oklahoma City. And so they loved that, and we appreciate Mayor Holt for coming out and spending some time with our little ones. So if you want to see more stories, more great stories about things that are going on in our district, we'll be sending out the Piedmont Focus tomorrow. Is that true? And it's got lots of stories from every department, every school about great things that are happening. And that concludes my report.
Great. Good stuff.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Thanks for putting that together. Anything else? Comments, questions? No?
Excited about the DNA stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
I'm a nerd.
We're finally going to see who you're related to. Just kidding.
I had to go back and read the Okie Derby cross country. I mean, she co-piloted a cross country venture. It's crazy.
Yeah.
A high school kid.
Yeah, it really is.
That's really exciting. That's a
We've
great
got some
program.
very talented kids in all of our activities, not just our sports activities, but, you know, you guys put in FFA 2 years ago. We're in our third year. We got 3 years ago, we had aviation. There are some really talented kids that are going to do some crazy good stuff because of the opportunities given to them by you guys and these guys.
Great.
Thanks for the appreciation
Yes.
and the card.
Yeah.
But you
Absolutely.
guys, you all make our jobs easier, for
Yep.
sure.
Yes.
You make it easy.
Thank you for that.
Appreciate that.
Now they're ready to go home. Thank you very much. We'll move on to item 11. Unless anybody's got anything else, adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
A
You choose
motion.
whoever.
Give it to Katie. Katie's
Katie
got
with
it.
the motion, Neil with the second. Can we get a vote?
Neil,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Derek, yes. Katie,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes, time is 6:48.